Welcome to the module Building Open Educational Resources. In this first learning unit, we focus on the pedagogical approach promoted by OLA project. Internet has changed the way people interact and share information as well as the way learners relate to teachers and learning, contributing to a new learning culture where the barriers between formal and informal learning have been reduced. In this context, OER are not isolated tools. Indeed, they are the result of this new learning culture and, at the same time, a change agent that can potentially accelerate the overcoming of the limits of the traditional learning. Moreover, OER, in line with the Agenda 2030, promote the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals in terms of a more accessible and high-quality education. Taken into account this premise, the main aspects of OLA pedagogical approach have been elaborated on the basis of different contributes. This approach expresses the search for a new educational environment that reflects the ongoing challenges and learning requests, renegotiating a new, enriched, meaning of education. The OLA pedagogical perspective includes a specific learning environment, a strong focus on accessibility and multimodality of the educational resources provided, STEAM approach and a multidisciplinarity. We now focus on the learning environment. We suggest to follow the OLA MOOC, Open Pedagogy and Blended Learning for further insights about open pedagogy. What do we mean by a welcoming learning environment? OLA promotes a collaborative school environment where students, supported by their teachers, can become co-creators of their learning process. According to the scholar Rogers, learners have inside them the resources to undertake their personal learning process, but they need a facilitating atmosphere to develop this potential. Teachers can contribute to the creation of a welcoming learning environment by trying to be as transparent as possible, welcoming students' efforts while learning and being empathetic. For example, the teacher could contribute to a welcoming environment by promoting evaluation as a game and encouraging a relaxed and inclusive atmosphere. The role of teacher as supporter and facilitator of the learning process is crucial. With his/her participatory presence, she can promote the student learning process, helping students to become autonomous thinkers. For example, the teacher could facilitate the learning process by promoting questions, inspiring a debate within the classroom. In this perspective, the educational relationship is not just a channel to transfer knowledge. Quite the opposite. The relationship between student and teacher is what makes learning effective. This kind of educational relationship involves the person as a whole, not just in the cognitive aspects. Moreover, different kinds of stakeholders can be actively involved in the learning process. Within OLA project, a community of stakeholders, besides teachers, can cooperate in the co-creation of knowledge about educational approaches and tools. Students, as learning protagonists and co-creators, explore new types of collaboration within the class through several means. First of all, through the cooperative learning based on the belief that the exchange of ideas among students promotes learning. Furthermore, through the evaluation process, where self- and peer-to-peer evaluation take place. Here the student can acquire consciousness on his/her own learning, by means of the self-evaluation or by means of the relation with a classmate. Another important aspect of the OLA pedagogical approach is accessibility. A free content is not necessarily an open content, since openness requires materials to be accessible to a wide audience of users. To make materials accessible, it is necessary to consider different learning styles and vulnerable categories. This entails the need to provide multiple ways of representing information, and therefore to take into account multimodality. For what said, OLA project, in line with the Sustainable Goal 4 Quality Education, 10 Reduced Inequality of the Agenda 2030, promotes the creation of accessible contents that consider different specific learning needs, especially those of the most vulnerable students, ensuring everyone the same opportunity to learn. To this end, OLA takes into account multimodality, providing a learning environment that allows the application of several kinds of literacy. This is an example that clarifies how one information can be presented in different ways in order to promote the learning process of different target groups, taking into account their different learning strategies. Indeed, as you can see, the same information reported in the table can be visualized in a different way by means of a visual map. Moreover, OLA promotes STEAM methodology, encouraging teachers to adopt a multidisciplinary approach to learning. STEAM is a progression of STEM and is an innovative approach that integrates science, technology, engineering and mathematics with arts and humanities as access points for guiding student inquiry, dialogue and critical thinking. OLA invites teachers to produce educational scenarios according to a STEAM approach. Why is to consider the STEAM approach so crucial? Because STEAM approach, involving creativity and art, can contribute to increase student interest in scientific subjects, encouraging those who otherwise might exclude a course of study or a job related to STEM subjects. Thank you for your attention.